after the index, you're going to see these divider pages. Now, when this book is printed out, again, let's go back to grid view. So this page is going to be on one side of the book. I wonder if I make it a little smaller. Let's see. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So if you ignore these pages on the outside, this page and this page are going to be together. When you open up this book, it will be bound down the middle here. You'll have the index on one side and then this divider page on the other. And when you turn this page, this is going to be on the other side of it. This is simply here to indicate that you're now starting a specific ancestors chapter. I've put in root persons that we know that this is the root person chapter, but if you wanted to, you could change the text here to their name and you could add things to this page if you want. You could even, if you wanted to save paper and you just didn't feel like this was necessary, if you delete these two pages, then your ancestor page will start right after, if you go down, this ancestor profile page will start right after your index. And the ancestor profile page is also a good sign that we are now looking at a specific ancestor. It's up to you. I like to have the divider pages. I feel like it makes it clear. I also like to add my own little tabs once the book's printed, and I add them to the divider pages. But again, it's up to you. So close the grid view. We could leave this the way it is, or I could change this. I'm going to be doing an ancestor profile for James Kennedy Gordon, and I could adjust this right here. And that could be what the divider page says. I'm going to leave it as root person. So I'm going to go ahead and use that backwards arrow. If I wanted to decorate this, I could add an image. Let me upload a file. I'm down here. I'm in my upload still. If you go to that sidebar, I'm going to upload a file. And I've uploaded some information about James Kennedy to make this easier. Let's say I wanted to use his soldier portrait from World War I. It's a nice picture of him. I'm going to wait for that to upload. Go ahead and click this. And then I'm going to just drag that onto the page. And I can put that wherever I want to. I can make it a little bit larger if I'd like. And then if I wanted to, I could even select it and I could put it on both sides so that the divider has a photo of him, or I could of course choose a different photo. I'm actually fine not doing this. For one, I don't always have a photo, so then I feel like it's a little inconsistent when some of the dividers have photos and some don't. I have to admit, just from a design standpoint, I'm a huge fan of white space. Sometimes I think it's nice to give your brain a little bit of a break before you jump to something else. And this white space in the divider is exactly what my brain needs personally. So we're just going to move from the dividers right to that ancestor profile page. Now, the ancestor profile is something that I have in every single chapter of the books that I make. Every single ancestor has one. It's always how I start my ancestor chapters. When I say ancestor chapter, I'm just referring to the part of the book that's about a specific person. If I zoom in a little bit, this ancestor profile page actually just starts with photos at the top because this is for the root person. If it wasn't for the root person, there would be a little bit of text up here that talks about the relationship to the root person. Let's actually scroll down really quick. Scroll, 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 scroll. We're going to scroll down to the next chapter just so I can show you what that looks like. See here, we've got more white space and this divider page says father. So we've moved on to the next person. And here at the top of this page, it says relationship to the root person, father. The other way that we know that this is a new chapter is that this is index number 2. And if you come back up, scroll, 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 up we go. Come on. Oh, okay. I thought it was in the index. Root person ancestor profile is index number 1 for the root person. Okay, we've got these 2 photos here, and then we have some fields that we can fill in. So I am going to use a couple of photos. Let's see, I like to do photos of the ancestor at different ages if I can, and I'm pretty sure that I have a family photo. Yes, I do. I'm not going to use that military photo that I pulled up, even though I like it, because I'm actually going to use that later in the military page. So here I'm going to use this family photo that I've just uploaded. I'm gonna drag this over. He is in this family photo. He's actually this person right here. I can leave this the way it is, but if you're just looking at this page for the first time, you don't know anything about James Kennedy, then you're not going to be sure, why is this photo here and who is he in this photo? So I'm going to double click on this and I'm actually going to enlarge this photo until we just see James Kennedy, which is going to be a little easier said than done. So I'm going to zoom way out because he's very small in this photo. Oh, enlarge, enlarge, enlarge. And I'm going to move it over so that his little face is what is in this box. And then I'll click done and I can zoom back in. And he's slightly pixelated, but now we only see this child photo of James Kennedy Gordon. And I'm also going to drag in this photo of him as an adult. And I'm going to resize this one as well, just to get rid of that border. I don't like it very much. And maybe center this a little bit. There, and now we have this ancestor profile of him as a child and then him as a young man. And now I'm going to add text. Again, just like with the index, you could add text over here by saying you wanted to add a text box. And then, you could James Kennedy Gordon. This text is default size and it's default centered, and I could play with all of that and make this bigger. I could make that a handwriting text. I could make it a different color. Let's see if I wanted to make it red. I could do all sorts of things. You can do any of that you want, and you might want to play around with that to see if you want to make your book look fancy or look a certain way. I just would encourage you to find a style and stick with it. Personally, I like the text the way it is. And instead of adding a text box to make sure that things stay lined up, I'm actually just going to double click and I'm going to continue the text box that's already there. So I'm just going to type right inside of it, James Kennedy Gordon, and I'm going to just fill in his information using these text boxes. Okay, and now all of this information is filled in. I could add notes if I wanted to. That would include maybe a short biography, something significant that I might need to know. This is a good place to put name changes or any details about parentage that might come up if somebody was trying to do further research. Some people even use this notes area to include more photos. If I wanted to, I could actually delete this. And then I would have all of this space at the bottom for additional photos. I'm not going to do that, but that would be an option. Because again, this is your book. Anything that you want to do here, you can change. And I don't need to put in the index number because it's already written. So this ancestor profile is finished.